I haven't heard from Sarah in 3 weeks. Not a single phone call, not even a text message.
3 weeks? That does seem unusual. Have you tried reaching out to her yourself?
Of course I have. I've called her at least a dozen times. Every call goes straight to voicemail.
Maybe she's just busy with work? You know how demanding her job can be.
Busy? Too busy to call her own mother? I raised her better than that, Robert.
I understand you're upset, but there could be a reasonable explanation. Has she ever gone silent like this before?
Never. Even when she moved across the country for that fancy job, she called every Sunday without fail.
Something must have changed then. Did you two have an argument the last time you spoke?
That's what makes this so confusing. Our last conversation was perfectly normal. We talked about her promotion, her new apartment.
Her promotion? Maybe that's it. She's probably overwhelmed with new responsibilities.
Overwhelmed? Enough to forget about her mother? I'm not asking for hours of her time, just 5 minutes.
Have you considered that maybe something serious happened? An accident or health issue?
Don't say that. Now you're making me even more worried than I already was.
I'm sorry, Margaret. I'm just trying to think of all possibilities. Have you contacted any of her friends?
I don't have their numbers. Sarah always kept her social life private. I only know her colleague Emma.
Well, that's a start. You should try calling Emma. She might know what's going on.
I suppose you're right. I just feel so helpless, sitting here wondering if my daughter is okay.
I know it's hard, but try not to assume the worst. There's usually a logical explanation for these things.
You are always so calm and rational, Robert. I wish I could be more like that.
It comes from experience. My son went through a phase like this years ago. Everything turned out fine.
Really? How long did his silence last?
About a month. He was dealing with a difficult breakup and needed space to process everything.
A month. I don't think I could survive a month without hearing from Sarah.
You're stronger than you think, Margaret. But let's not wait that long. Call Emma today.
I will. Thank you for listening, Robert. It helps to talk about it.
I need time. That's what neighbors are for. Keep me updated on what you find out.
I promise I will. Hopefully this will all be resolved soon.
I'm sure it will be. Try to stay positive in the meantime.
I'll try my best. Thank you again for your support and kindness.
Emma, can I talk to you for a minute? I really need some advice right now.
Of course, Sarah. You look stressed. What's going on with you lately?
It's my mom. She keeps calling and leaving voicemails. I haven't called her back in weeks.
Weeks. Sarah, that's not like you. You usually talk to her every Sunday religiously.
I know. But every time I think about calling her, I just feel this overwhelming anxiety.
Anxiety about what? Did something happen between you two?
Not exactly. It's complicated. She has all these expectations for my life, you know?
What kind of expectations are we talking about here?
Marriage, grandchildren, moving back home. She brings it up in every single conversation we have.
That sounds frustrating, but is it really worth cutting off all contact?
I'm not cutting her off. I just need some space to figure things out on my own.
Sarah, from her perspective, you've disappeared. She must be worried sick about you.
I left her a voicemail 3 days ago saying I was fine and just busy with work.
One voicemail in 3 weeks? Come on, you have to admit that's pretty cold.
You don't understand what it's like. She's so controlling. She wants to plan my entire future.
I think you're being a bit unfair. Most mothers just want their children to be happy.
Happy according to her definition, not mine. She can't accept that I'm content with my life right now.
Have you actually told her how you feel about all this pressure?
Sort of, but she doesn't really listen. She just continues pushing her agenda.
Maybe you need to be more direct and firm about your boundaries with her.
That's easier said than done. Every time I try, I feel guilty for disappointing her.
Guilt is a powerful emotion, but avoiding her isn't solving anything. It's actually making things worse.
You think I don't know that? That's why I'm so stressed. I'm trapped in this impossible situation.
It's not impossible. You just need to have an honest conversation with her about boundaries.
What if she doesn't accept my boundaries? What if she gets angry or upset?
Then she gets upset, but at least you'll have been honest instead of running away.
She called you, didn't she? That's why you're bringing this up now.
Yes, she did. She's terrified that something terrible has happened to you, Sarah.
Oh, God, I didn't want to worry her like that. I just needed some breathing room.
I understand needing space, but you need to communicate that. Radio silence isn't communication.
You're right. I've been selfish and immature about this whole situation.
Not selfish, just scared. But you're brave enough to fix this. Call her tonight.
Tonight?
I don't know if I'm ready for that conversation yet. You'll never feel completely ready. Sometimes you just have to take the leap and be honest.
Okay, I'll call her tonight. Will you help me figure out what to say?
Absolutely. Let's grab coffee after work and we'll plan it out together.
Welcome, Margaret. Thank you for coming in today. What brings you to my office?
My neighbor suggested I talk to someone professional. I'm having trouble with my daughter.
I see. Can you tell me more about what's been happening with your daughter?
She hasn't called me in almost a month now. I don't understand what I did wrong.
That must be very painful for you. How long have you two typically gone between conversations?
Never more than a week, usually just a few days. We were very close, or so I thought.
You said, or so I thought. What makes you question the closeness of your relationship now?
Well, if we were truly close, she wouldn't be avoiding me like this, would she?
Not necessarily. Sometimes people need distance even from those they love most. Can you think of any recent changes?
She got promoted at work. She seemed happy about it when we talked last time.
A promotion can be stressful, even when it's positive. How did you respond to her news?
I was proud of her, of course. Though I did mention it might be a good time to think about settling down.
Settling down meaning what exactly?
You know, finding a husband, starting a family. She's 32 now, not getting any younger.
How did Sarah respond when you brought up marriage and children?
She got quiet, changed the subject to something about her apartment. I didn't think much of it at the time.
That silence might have been significant. Had you discussed these topics with her before?
Of course! A mother has a right to want grandchildren, doesn't she?
You have a right to your feelings, certainly. But how often would you say you bring this up with Sarah?
I don't know. Whenever it seems relevant, I suppose. Is that wrong?
It's not about right or wrong. I'm trying to understand the pattern of your conversations with her.
Well, I suppose I mention it fairly regularly, but that's only because I care about her future.
I believe you care deeply, but let me ask you this. What does Sarah want for her own future?
She wants her career, apparently. But a career can't keep you warm at night, can it?
That's your perspective. What has Sarah explicitly told you she wants from life?
She's mentioned wanting to travel, to focus on her work, but those are just temporary things, surely.
Why do you assume they're temporary? Could they be her genuine priorities?
I raised her to value family above everything else. That's how I was raised too.
Different generations often have different values. That doesn't make either one wrong.
So, you're saying I should just accept that I'll never have grandchildren?
I'm suggesting that accepting Sarah's choices might improve your relationship with her. That's what you want, isn't it?
Of course that's what I want. But I can't just pretend I don't have hopes and dreams too.
You don't have to pretend, but there's a difference between sharing your hopes and repeatedly pressuring her.
I never thought of it as pressure. I thought I was just being a concerned mother.
Concern is natural, but when concern becomes expectation, it can feel suffocating to the other person.
Is that why she's not calling? Because I'm suffocating her with my love?
Love and control are different things, Margaret. One respects autonomy, the other doesn't.
This is harder to hear than I expected. I thought you'd tell me she was being unreasonable.
My job isn't to take sides, but to help you understand the situation from all angles.
So, what should I do when she finally calls? Just never mention grandchildren again?
Perhaps start by listening to what she wants to share, without steering the conversation toward your agenda.
Sarah, we need to talk about what's going on with you and your mother right now.
Not you, too. I already got the lecture from Emma. Can we please just drop it?
No, we can't drop it. This is affecting you, which means it's affecting us too.
How is my relationship with my mother affecting us? This has nothing to do with you.
You've been distant and irritable for weeks. You barely sleep. You're constantly checking your phone anxiously.
I'm just stressed about work. The new position comes with a lot of pressure.
Don't lie to me, Sarah. I know it's not just work. You're avoiding your mother's calls.
Fine. Yes, I'm avoiding her calls. Are you happy now that you forced me to admit it?
I'm not happy about any of this. I'm worried about you and confused about why this is happening.
You wouldn't understand. You have the perfect relationship with your parents. They respect your boundaries.
My parents aren't perfect, Sarah. We've had our share of difficult conversations and disagreements too.
But they don't call you every day asking when you're going to give them grandchildren.
Is that what this is about? The baby pressure again?
It's not just about babies. It's about everything. She has this entire life planned out for me.
So tell her that you have your own plans. Communication is the solution here.
I've tried. Every time I try to explain my perspective, she acts like I'm rejecting her personally.
Maybe she feels rejected because you're shutting her out completely now. That's pretty extreme.
What else am I supposed to do? Nothing I say gets through to her anyway.
You're supposed to keep trying, not give up and disappear. She's your mother, Sarah.
You're taking her side? I can't believe this. I thought you would understand where I'm coming from.
I'm not taking sides. I'm trying to help you see that this approach isn't working for anyone.
So I should just surrender and let her control every aspect of my life? Is that your solution?
No, but there's a middle ground between surrender and total silence. You need to find that balance.
It's easy for you to talk about balance when you're not the one dealing with constant guilt and pressure.
You're right, I'm not dealing with it. But I am dealing with a girlfriend who's miserable and won't accept help.
I didn't ask for your help. I can handle my own family problems, Michael.
Clearly, you can't, because avoiding problems isn't the same as handling them. You're just making yourself sick.
Maybe I need to avoid you, too, since everyone seems determined to tell me what to do.
That's not fair, and you know it. I'm trying to support you, but you won't let me in.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I'm just so overwhelmed by everything right now.
I know you are. That's exactly why you need to face the situation instead of running from it.
What if I call her and everything goes wrong? What if we end up fighting?
Then you fight. At least you'll be communicating honestly instead of hiding in fear.
You make it sound so simple, but it's terrifying. What if I can't make her understand?
You might not make her understand everything at first, but at least you'll have started the conversation.
Will you be here with me when I call her? I don't think I can do this alone.
Of course I'll be here. That's what I've been trying to tell you all along. You're not alone in this.
Margaret, I heard about what's happening with Sarah. Robert mentioned it when I saw him at the grocery store. Oh, great. Now the whole neighborhood knows about my family problems. That's just wonderful. Don't be dramatic. He was concerned about you. He thought maybe I could talk some sense into you. Talk some sense into me? What's that supposed to mean? I'm not the one who stopped calling. No, but you might be part of the reason why she did. Have you considered that possibility? Not you too, Patricia. I expected you to be on my side since you're my sister. Being on your side doesn't mean agreeing with everything you do. Sometimes it means telling you hard truths. What hard truths? That I'm a terrible mother who drove her daughter away? Is that what you think? You're not a terrible mother, but you can be quite overbearing sometimes. You know that, right? Overbearing? I just want what's best for my daughter. Is that such a crime nowadays? No, but wanting what's best and imposing your vision of best are two different things entirely. I don't impose anything. I simply share my opinions and hopes for her future. What's wrong with that? How often do you share these opinions? Every conversation? Every phone call? Well, I bring them up when they're relevant to whatever we're discussing at the moment. Which means constantly knowing you. Margaret, you need to give that girl some breathing room. I gave her breathing room when she moved across the country. Now she's not breathing a word to me. Maybe she needed more than physical distance. Maybe she needed emotional space too. What does that even mean? How can a mother give her child emotional space? We're connected. Connected, yes. But she's not a child anymore. She's a grown woman with her own life and choices. I know she's grown, but that doesn't mean I should stop caring about her happiness and future. Caring and controlling are different things. Do you remember how Mom was with us? Mom was loving and supportive. I'm trying to be the same way with Sarah. Mom was also controlling, Margaret. She planned out our entire lives without asking what we wanted first. That was different. Art wasn't a practical career choice. Mom was protecting you from disappointment. See, you're doing exactly what she did, deciding what's practical and what's best for someone else. So I should have just let you waste your time and money on a degree that wouldn't get you anywhere? I'm an art teacher now, Margaret. I found a way to make it work, but Mom never believed I could. You could have been so much more if you'd chosen something more stable and lucrative. There it is again. You can't help yourself. You can't just accept that my choices made me happy. I'm sorry, Patricia, I didn't mean to criticize. I just worry about people I love. I know you worry, but worry becomes toxic when it turns into constant judgment and disappointment. Is that really how I come across? As judgmental and disappointed? Sometimes, yes, especially with Sarah. every conversation seems to circle back to what she hasn't done yet. I don't mean it to be that way. I genuinely think I'm being encouraging and hopeful. Encouragement sounds like, I'm proud of you. What you're doing sounds more like, when will you finally give me what I want? That's harsh, Patricia. I never thought of it like that before now. I know it's harsh, but Sarah obviously feels suffocated enough to cut off contact completely. That should tell you something. So what do? How do I fix this mess I've apparently created? When she reaches out, and she will eventually, you listen, really listen. Don't plan what to say next. Just listen? That's it? That seems too simple to fix something this broken. It's simple, but not easy. You'll have to bite your tongue a lot and accept things you disagree with. What if she says things that hurt me? What if she blames me for everything? Then you accept responsibility where it's due and apologize. That's what adults do when they've hurt someone. This is going to be one of the hardest things I've ever done. Probably. But if you want a real relationship with your daughter, it's necessary. The alternative is losing her completely. Thanks for meeting me for lunch, Sarah. I feel like we haven't really talked in forever.
I know. I've been terrible about keeping in touch with everyone lately. I'm sorry about that.
Don't apologize. I can tell something's been weighing on you. Want to talk about it?
It's my mom. I haven't called her in over a month now, and I feel awful about it.
A month? That's unusual for you two. What happened between you?
Nothing specific happened. That's what makes this so complicated and difficult to explain.
Try me. I'm a good listener, and I promise not to judge whatever you're feeling.
It's just so exhausting, Melissa. Every conversation is the same. Marriage, babies, moving home. On repeat.
I remember you mentioning that before. It's been going on for a while, hasn't it?
Years. But it's gotten worse since I turned 30. Like there's some invisible deadline I'm missing.
That does sound frustrating. But going completely silent seems like a pretty extreme reaction, don't you think?
I know. I didn't plan it this way. I just kept putting off calling her back, and suddenly it had been weeks.
What made you start avoiding her calls in the first place?
I got my promotion, and I was so excited to share the news with her, I thought she'd be proud. She wasn't proud? That seems strange. She's always bragging about your career accomplishments. Oh, she was proud for about 30 seconds. Then she immediately pivoted to how this would be perfect timing for marriage. Ouch! So your big achievement became just another opportunity to push her agenda. That must have stung. It did. I felt like my accomplishments don't matter unless they're leading toward the life she wants for me. Have you ever told her directly how that makes you feel? I've tried hinting at it, but I've never been completely direct about it. I'm afraid of hurting her feelings. So instead of hurting her feelings with honesty, you're hurting her with silence. How is that better? When you put it like that, it sounds terrible. I really have handled this in the worst possible way. You're not a terrible person, Sarah. You're just someone who's been avoiding a difficult conversation for too long. That's exactly what Michael said. And Emma, and probably everyone else in my life if I ask them. We're all saying it because it's true, and because we care about both you and your mom. I know she must be worried sick by now. That makes me feel even worse about the whole situation. So stop feeling bad and do something about it. Call her tonight, right after dinner, no more excuses. I'm scared, Melissa. What if she's so angry that she won't even listen to what I have to say? She might be angry at first, but she's your mother. She loves you. She'll listen eventually. What do I even say? Sorry I ghosted you for a month, but your constant pressure was driving me crazy? Maybe not quite that bluntly, but yes, essentially. Be honest but compassionate about your feelings. How do I be honest without blaming her? I don't want this to turn into a huge fight. Use I statements instead of you statements. Talk about how you feel, not what she did wrong. So instead of "you're always pressuring me," I should say, "I feel pressured when we discuss these topics." Exactly. That way you're owning your feelings without accusing her of intentionally hurting you. That actually makes a lot of sense. I wish I'd thought of that approach months ago. It's never too late to start communicating better. This could actually improve your relationship in the long run. Do you really think so? It feels like we've reached a point of no return somehow. Families can recover from much worse than this, Sarah. You both want a relationship with each other, right? Of course I want a relationship with her. She's my mom. I love her, even when she drives me absolutely crazy. Then there's hope. Love is the foundation. Everything else can be worked out with time and effort. You're right. I need to stop being such a coward and just face this situation head on tonight. That's the spirit. And call me after, okay? I want to know how it goes. I will. Thank you, Melissa. You've given me the courage I needed to finally do this. That's what friends are for. Now, finish your lunch so you can get mentally prepared for tonight's conversation.
Margaret, darling, you need to let Sarah make her own mistakes sometimes. That's how people learn.
But if I can prevent her from making mistakes, why shouldn't I? That's what mothers do, Tom.
Because protecting her from every possible mistake means she'll never develop her own judgment and wisdom.
I just want her to have an easier life than I did. Is that really so wrong?
There's nothing wrong with wanting that. But you can't live her life for her, no matter how much you love her.
You always made parenting look so easy. You never seem to worry about her the way I do constantly.
No, I worried plenty. I just worried differently. I worried about controlling her too much, actually.
You never mentioned that before. You always seem so confident in your parenting decisions.
Confidence on the outside, doubt on the inside. That's parenthood, isn't it? We're all just figuring it out as we go.
I miss your perspective on things. You always knew exactly what to say to calm my anxieties.
I didn't always know what to say. I just knew that Sarah needed space to become her own person.
She was so young when you died, only 23. Still so much growing up left to do.
And look at her now. She did that growing up beautifully, even without me there to guide her.
But she did it without following the path we envisioned for her. That worries me so much, Tom.
Why does it worry you? She's successful, independent, and happy. What more could we want for our daughter?
I want her to have what we had. A loving marriage, children, a family. Real happiness and fulfillment.
We were happy, that's true, but our version of happiness doesn't have to be her version.
How can I accept that she might never get married or have children? That's not the future I dreamed for her.
Those were your dreams, Margaret. What about her dreams? Have you asked her what she actually wants from life?
She says she wants her career and independence, but those things are so cold and empty in the end.
Are they? Or is that just your fear talking? Plenty of people find fulfillment in paths different from ours.
I suppose you're right. I just can't help feeling like she's missing out on something precious and irreplaceable.
Maybe she is. Or maybe she's finding treasures we never even knew existed. You have to trust her judgment.
Trusting is so hard when I can see potential pitfalls she's apparently blind to right now.
That's the thing about being young. Everyone has to discover their own pitfalls. You can't see them all for her.
I wish you were still here, Tom. You'd know how to reach her without pushing her away like I've done.
You haven't lost her, Margaret. She's just establishing boundaries. That's healthy, even if it hurts right now.
It does hurt. It hurts more than I ever imagined possible. I feel like I'm losing my baby all over again.
You're not losing her. She's just growing in a different direction than you expected. That's not loss, that's evolution.
I need to let go, don't I? I need to love her without conditions or expectations attached.
That's exactly what you need to do. Love her for who she is, not who you hoped she'd become.
I'm gonna try, Tom. I promise I'm gonna try harder to accept and support her choices.
That's all anyone can do. And Margaret, she knows you love her. She's always known that, even when things are difficult.
I hope you're right. I hope it's not too late to repair the damage I've caused with my controlling behavior.
Mom, it's me, Sarah. I know it's been a while since we last talked properly.
Sarah! Oh my God, Sarah, are you okay? I've been so worried about you for weeks.
I'm fine, Mom. Physically, I am perfectly fine. I'm sorry I made you worry like that. It wasn't fair to you.
Not fair? You disappeared for over a month? I thought something terrible had happened to you.
I know, and I'm truly sorry. I should have communicated better instead of just avoiding your calls completely.
Why did you avoid them? Did I do something wrong? Please tell me what I did to make you so angry.
You didn't make me angry, Mom. I just needed some space to think about our relationship and how we communicate.
Space to think? I'm your mother, Sarah. We shouldn't need space from each other like that.
Actually, Mom, that's part of what I needed to think about. I'm an adult now, and I need some independence and autonomy.
You have independence. You live across the country, have your own career and apartment. What more do you want?
I want emotional independence too. I need you to respect my choices without constantly questioning or undermining them.
I don't undermine your choices. I just share my opinions because I care about your future and happiness.
I know you care, but the way you express that care sometimes feels more like pressure than support.
Pressure? I'm just trying to look out for you. That's what mothers do for their daughters.
Looking out for me and planning my entire life are two different things, Mom. I need you to understand that distinction.
So, this is about the marriage and children conversations again? I was just expressing my hopes.
It's not just about that. It's about every conversation feeling like an evaluation of whether I'm meeting your expectations.
I never meant for you to feel that way. I thought I was being encouraging and supportive.
I know your intentions are good, but intentions and impact aren't always the same thing, Mom.
So, you're saying I've been hurting you all this time without even realizing it? That makes me feel terrible. I don't want you to feel terrible. I want us to find a healthier way to communicate with each other going forward. I'm listening. Tell me what you need from me. How can I be a better mother to you? I need you to trust that I know what's best for my own life, even when my choices differ from yours. But what if I can see that you're making a mistake? Should I just stay silent and watch? Yes, sometimes you should. If I make mistakes, they'll be my mistakes to learn from. That's part of being an adult. This is harder than I thought it would be. Letting go feels like I'm abandoning you somehow. You're not abandoning me by giving me autonomy. You're showing me respect and trust.
which is what I really need.
Can I still share my thoughts and concerns sometimes, or do I have to keep everything inside forever?
Of course, you can share your thoughts, but once you've shared them, you need to accept my decision without repeating yourself.
The repeating is because I want to make sure you've really thought things through properly.
Mom, I'm 32 years old. I think things through. I make informed decisions. You raised me to do exactly that.
You're right. I did raise you to be independent and thoughtful. I need to have more faith in that now.
Thank you for saying that. It means everything to me to hear you acknowledge my capability and maturity.
So, where do we go from here? How do we rebuild what's been damaged between us?
We start fresh. We communicate openly and honestly, and we both work on accepting each other as we actually are.
I can do that. Or at least I can try my very best to do that for you and our relationship.
That's all I'm asking for. Nobody's perfect, Mom. We'll both make mistakes as we figure this out together.
I love you, Sarah. I hope you've never doubted that, even during this difficult time we've been through together.
I love you too, Mom. And I never doubted your love. I just needed you to love me for who I am.
How do you feel now that you finally had that conversation with your mother?
Exhausted, but relieved. Like a massive weight has been lifted off my shoulders after carrying it for months.
I'm proud of you for facing it. I know how scared you were about calling her tonight.
I almost chickened out 3 times, but I kept thinking about what everyone said and I pushed through.
How did she respond? Was she as angry as you feared she would be?
She was hurt at first, which was actually harder to deal with than anger would have been.
Hurt how? What did she say that made you feel that way?
She kept asking what she did wrong, like this was all her fault entirely. That made me feel guilty.
But you managed to explain your perspective anyway. You didn't let guilt derail the conversation completely.
Eventually, yes. It took a while, but we got there. We actually communicated honestly for maybe the first time ever.
That's huge progress, Sarah. Even if it was difficult, that's exactly what needed to happen between you two.
She admitted that she's been too controlling. I never thought I'd hear her say those words out loud.
Really? That must have been surprising, given how defensive she usually is about her parenting style.
It was shocking. She even apologized for not respecting my autonomy and independence as an adult.
An apology from a parent is rare and precious. How did that make you feel?
Validated, I guess? Like my feelings weren't wrong or selfish after all these months of doubt?
They were never wrong. You have a right to boundaries and respect, even from family members.
I know that intellectually, but hearing you say it still helps. I've been second-guessing myself constantly lately.
So what happens now? Did you two make any agreements about how to move forward together?
We agreed to weekly calls, but with ground rules. Topics that are off limits unless I bring them up first.
Ground rules sound healthy. What topics made it onto the forbidden list?
Marriage, babies, moving home, basically all of the things she used to bring up in every single conversation we had.
That's fair. Those are your decisions to make, not topics for her constant commentary and judgment.
Exactly. She can share her opinion once if I ask for it, but then she has to drop it completely.
Do you think she'll actually be able to stick to those boundaries? Old habits die hard, especially for parents.
I don't know, but I told her that if she can't respect them, I'll have to limit contact again.
Good for you for being clear about consequences. That shows real growth and strength on your part.
You learned from the best. You've always been good at setting healthy boundaries with people.
I had to learn the hard way too. Nobody's born knowing how to protect their emotional well-being properly.
Thank you for pushing me to have this conversation, even when I was resisting. You were right all along.
I wasn't trying to be right. I just wanted you to stop suffering in silence unnecessarily.
I'm still nervous about how this will play out long term. What if she falls back into old patterns immediately?
Then you remind her of the boundaries. Change doesn't happen overnight, especially after years of established patterns.
You're right. I need to be patient with her while also maintaining firm boundaries. That's going to be tricky.
You'll figure it out as you go, and I'll be right here to support you through the ups and downs.
I don't know what I'd do without you, Michael. You've been my rock through this entire mess.
That's what partners do. We support each other through the difficult stuff. You do the same for me.
I would, absolutely. I'm lucky to have someone who understands me so well and supports my growth.
We're both lucky. Now, how about we celebrate your bravery tonight with that new restaurant downtown?
Robert, I wanted to thank you for encouraging me to get help when I needed it most.
I'm just glad you took my advice and talked to someone professional about everything.
Dr. Anderson helped me see things from perspectives I hadn't considered before that session.
Therapy can be incredibly valuable. Sometimes we're too close to a situation to see it clearly ourselves.
You were right about Sarah, too. We finally talked last night, and it went better than I expected.
That's wonderful news. I'm so relieved to hear that you two are communicating again finally.
It wasn't easy. She told me some hard truths about how my behavior has affected her over the years.
That must have been difficult to hear. But hearing hard truths is sometimes necessary for growth and change.
She said I've been controlling and that I don't respect her autonomy as an adult. Can you believe that?
Actually, Margaret, I can believe it. I've noticed some of those patterns in how you talk about Sarah.
You have? Why didn't you say something to me about it before now?
I tried to hint at it a few times, but you weren't ready to hear it back then.
I suppose I wasn't. I was so convinced I was right about everything that I couldn't see any other perspective.
It's hard to admit when we've been wrong, especially about something as important as parenting our children.
I've been thinking a lot about my own mother and how she raised me. I'm repeating her mistakes exactly.
What kind of mistakes are we talking about specifically?
She was controlling too. She planned out my entire life without ever asking what I actually wanted for myself.
And how did that make you feel when you were younger?
Trapped, suffocated, like I could never make her proud because I wasn't living up to her expectations constantly.
So you understand exactly what Sarah has been feeling. That's actually a good thing, Margaret.
How is it good? I've done to my daughter exactly what I resented in my own mother.
It's good because now you understand. Understanding is the first step toward making real changes in behavior.
I promised Sarah I would respect her boundaries and stop pushing my agenda on her constantly.
That's excellent. How do you feel about making that promise? Is it something you can actually keep?
Honestly, I'm terrified. What if she makes choices I fundamentally disagree with? What if she gets hurt?
Then she gets hurt and learns from it. That's life, Margaret. We all learn our most important lessons through mistakes.
But I'm her mother. Isn't it my job to protect her from pain and bad decisions?
Your job is to love her and be there when she needs you, not to prevent her from living her own life.
That's almost exactly what Tom used to say. I wish I'd listened to him more carefully back then.
Tom was a wise man. He understood that letting go is part of loving someone completely.
Letting go feels like losing her, though. Like I'm becoming less important in her life every day.
You're not losing her or becoming less important. Your relationship is just evolving into something more equal and mature.
Equal? But I'm her mother. Doesn't that automatically make our relationship unequal by nature?
When she was a child, yes, but she's an adult now. Adult relationships between parents and children should be more balanced.
I never thought about it that way before.
I've been stuck seeing her as my little girl forever.
She'll always be your daughter, but she's not your little girl anymore. There's a big difference between those two things.
How do I make this transition? How do I become the mother she needs now instead of the one I was?
One day at a time, one conversation at a time. Be conscious of your words and respect her boundaries always.
What if I slip up? What if I accidentally push too hard out of habit?
Then you apologize and try again. Nobody expects perfection, Margaret. Just genuine effort and good intentions.
She wants to call every week. I'm nervous about it, but I'm also excited to rebuild our relationship properly.
That's a good sign. Nervous excitement means you care, and you're invested in making things better between you.
I just hope I can be the mother she deserves. The mother who listens instead of always talking and advising.
You can be. I have faith in you. And remember, I'm always here if you need to talk things through.
Thank you, Robert, for everything. For being honest with me, even when it was uncomfortable.
That's what good neighbors and friends do. We tell each other the truth, even when it's hard to hear.
I'm going to try my very best to change. For Sarah and for myself. I want to be better.
That desire for change is everything. As long as you hold on to that, you'll find your way forward together.
I hope you're right. I really hope this is a new beginning for us and not just temporary peace.
It's whatever you both make it. Put in the work, respect each other, and you'll build something stronger than before.
New beginnings at my age seemed impossible, but here I am, ready to try anyway. Wish me luck.
You don't need luck, Margaret. You have love, determination, and self-awareness. That's more than enough to succeed.